Yo, what's good, Jazz? Coach Arts here, back with another video, and I have some amazing people with me. We're here for this is episode 4, right? Because last one was episode 3 I wasn't a part of. Yes. Oh yeah, so we're back. I apologize for missing episode 3. What happened was I had a milkshake, and I think I'm becoming lactose intolerant because I lost the battle with the milkshake. So I took a bathroom break and I just never made it back to the video, bro. It got crazy. It got crazy in the bathroom.
Yeah, we really missed you out there.
Yeah, it got crazy, bro. We just gonna leave it at that. But we are back. We are back for week 4 of RepeatBall recaps. And like I said, I got some amazing people with me. Of course, you know I got Bishme. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's going on? Love to be back on Arch's channel finally after having to do a lot for the last episode. You know, I'm glad to be back over here.
Been like 2 weeks since we have RepeatBall recaps on the channel, bro. It was a long bathroom break. We got our boy Bloud with the new mic in the building. What's good, Bloud?
Yo, what's poppin'? It's amazing to have you back, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And of course, we got the one and only Actually Among Us. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, so we're gonna, as you can see, this isn't gonna be your let's say normal episode of RepeatBall recaps where we recap the past week. We're actually in PWD season 2. We're actually at the midway point of the season, so we decided to go ahead and actually do a mid-season roundup and just reflect on everything that's happened so far in the season. Like, we're gonna take looks at all the teams basically and just give our opinions on how up till this point everyone has performed so far. Let's look at, before we do that though, we do actually want to take a look at week 6 really quick, and let's look at the schedule. Okay, yes, we do want to take a look at week 6 and just discuss very briefly what happened. So leading off of week 6, we did have the Lisbon Arcanines versus the Tokyo Tatsupex, which was Squid defeat versus James. The Arcanines picking up a 5-0 victory. So once again, we actually never got to see footage of that battle, but hopefully it comes out soon because apparently Ditto went off. So let's see if he actually ran a Scarf Ditto this week and let Ditto do what it does, because Ditto has had its moments, but Ditto never has had its... Let's being honest, in my opinion, Ditto hasn't done what I expected to, which was like come in, steal stats, and just blow teams away. So we finally see Ditto going crazy in this match. So I can't wait till he uploads about to see what actually happened. Do you guys have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm glad that his Ditto is finally putting in the work that, you know, Gyarados is doing. And, you know, hopefully I could see him, you know, overpower Gyarados.
Oh, no, now you... Okay, we're just going to move on. Next up, we had the Manchester Mimikyus versus their Immortal Drampas, and the Immortal Drampas actually got blown back in week 6. It was actually very sad.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It was a 4-0. It was a 4-0. It was a 4-0. What you mean? It was 4-0. Bro, you couldn't even take down half his team. You got blown back.
Bro, don't do that.
All right, All right. I saw the footage. Bro. You got washed.
Nah.
All right, Among Us, let's have an unbiased, let's have a third opinion. Among Us, if someone loses 4-0 in the fashion Bloud did, is that getting blown back?
Look, I'm gonna just say this. Sometimes the differential doesn't exactly completely show things. But oh my God. I gotta be fair on this one. At the same time, one mistake, man, can turn a game just into a blowout. Like, it's over from the point of that mistake on.
Yeah, Among Us is speaking from experience. Week 2.
Look, right, exactly. I was about to say, like, so it happened to me once too. It happened to me once too. I got 6-0. My season's gone well since then, but
yes, sir.
Hey,
all right. You know what? Matter of fact,
you brought the right mons though.
Matter of fact, what we're gonna do is I'll leave that battle.
I didn't even have a Dark Resist on my team at that point.
I'll leave the link to Peekaboo versus Bloud in the description below. You guys can make the decision for yourself, all right? But yo, shout out to Peekaboo because this is without question upset of the season. I think this is no knock on Peekaboo, but just like knowing how experienced Bloud is and how new to competitive Peekaboo is, I don't think anyone's seen this coming. So shout out to Peekaboo and the Manchester Mimikyus. And speaking of 6-0s, we had Southside Braves and the Nashville Needle Kings versus Ryan and the Scenewood City Quagsires, and he got a 6-0 in a very unconventional way. Unfortunately, Ryan couldn't make the battle due to personal reasons. We hope everything was okay with you, Ryan, and hopefully you could definitely return next week for sure, because you're definitely one of the day ones for PWD, so we definitely want you coming back. We also had actually Amoongus and the Atlanta Sables versus Shaded Defeat and the Straw Hat Crocodiles. That battle ended in a 4-4 tie technically, but due to health differential, actually Amoongus picked up the victory. Is there anything you want to say, Amoongus?
I mean, it was a good game. One of my closest games of the season. Definitely well played on both sides, but
right.
Yeah,
so shout out to
I just wanted to say that battle, Amoongus was making very good plays, but it was a point where Shade kind of got his footing, and then it was kind of hard for Amoongus. So I like battle from that point on, like a chess game, how we had in week 1 where it was Annie versus Sosa. And without the timer, I would like to see how the battle would have like ended in game.
I mean, we did see.
Oh no!
But we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. All right. Going on, we had Shiny Shuriken and the Fargo Phalanx versus King Sosa and the LA Infernax, with the LA Infernax picking up a 3-2 victory due to timer. Once again, this was another battle where both coaches honestly played amazing, and it would have been very interesting to see if the battle continued, how the battle would have finished.
That ending was very controversial.
This one, in my opinion, this battle was probably battle of the week, in my opinion.
It could have ended. It could have. but Mac opted out not to pick a move, so
that's what, you're right. We
could have seen the end. We could have.
He should have believed. He should have believed in his mons. He didn't. He didn't have no faith.
Yeah, he should have believed in the heart of the cards. Facts.
But,
yeah.
All right, moving on. We also had the Battle of New York, the New York Knickets versus the New York Nocturals, and Coach Bitchme. No, that was this week, bro.
No, that's next week.
Bro, was this week?
No, that's next week.
Oh no.
The New York Knickets and the New York Nocturals happened already, bro.
Nah, bro, it's next week.
You're not even New York. You're just immortal.
Bro, we're not even from here.
I get what you're saying. The Battle of New York. The Battle of New York. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's crazy, bro.
Alright, but we have Bishme and the New York Knicks picking up the 1-0 victory. Any thoughts, Bishme?
Just that New played very great. I didn't make any plays that battle, and I just think he kind of got overpowered by G-Max Venusaur. That's pretty much it. Right. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm not a good battler. I don't know why people are listening to me. Pretty much, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully things look up for the Dickens.
And last but not least, we had the Starkmouth Garatinas, coached by Coach Manny, versus myself, Coach Arts, and the Lake of Rage Gyarados. Actually, that battle has not been posted up yet. It's going up tonight, actually. At the time of this recording, the battle hasn't posted yet.
But it was fire.
If you haven't seen it, yes, I definitely encourage you to watch it. That is probably the most controversial. Actually, we've had two very controversial battles this week. Extremely controversial, which was actually Amoongus versus Shade of Defeat, and then myself versus the Manny and the Stark Magatina. Two extremely controversial battles. So we definitely encourage you to check those out. We did. The battle ended 3-3 with myself picking up a loss due to timer. But I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll keep you posted on that battle. Like we said, that battle's very that battle's very controversial. Yeah. So with that being said, let's take a quick look at the standings. So after week 6, we currently have Action Amoongus and the Atlanta Sables at first place with the 5-1 record. Myself, the Lake Ridge Gyarados at 4-2, as well as the LA Infernape being 4-2. Then we have a slew of teams at 3-3, which are the Lisbon Arcanines, the Nashville Needle Kings, the Start Malgaratinas, the Fargo Phalanx, I almost said the Shade of Defeats.
Shade of Defeat.
the Straw Hat Crocodiles, the New York Noctowls, the Senior City Quagsires, and the New York Knicks. Oh my gosh, that's over half the league at 3-3. Bro,
very competitive league, bro.
Very close competition.
Bro, the playoff race is going to be insane. Then we
Furniture is gonna matter a lot.
Then we have the underwhelming, the Immortal Clip, the Immortal Dramper.
I'm rebranding.
We have the Immortal Drampers at 2-4, and as well as the Manchester Mimikyus at 2-4, and then rounding out the standings, we have the Tokyo Toxapex at 1-5. All right, so with that being said, as you see, this league is extremely competitive, and honestly, I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when we say we wouldn't have wanted it any other way. So I'm actually very happy that the league isn't going in the direction that it's going. So with that being said, we're going to just look at every team quickly and just give a mid-season review on them, like our opinions on how we feel each team is performing and whatnot. Because like we said, it's a very competitive league, and there's a lot to be said for each of these teams, whether they're at the top of the standings or at the bottom of the standings. So we just want to take this time to acknowledge everyone's hard work and let everyone know that we are greatly appreciative, and it's been a blast this season working with everybody. So starting off, we're going to actually talk about Coach Bloud and the Immortal Drampers. Does anyone want to start? Does anyone want to lead the conversation on that?
Can I start it?
Go ahead, bro.
Yo, this team is trash. I swear to God.
You took the words out of my mouth. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, I'm just kind of disappointed the way we're, heading and the way we're going. That 0-4 in the past 4 weeks, it's not looking real good. But I think I could bounce back. I think we could bounce back, and I think it just depends, especially on the recent pickup that we had was on Seismitoad and dropping Gyarados. Now I actually have a little bit more of more wall mons to kind of help me out. But
that other than that, I feel like I could bounce back. Amazing pickup for you. Amazing. And to be honest,
one of the things I was gonna say on this team was that I really like the roster looking at it on paper, but maybe it's just too offensive. So to pick up a Seismitoad really could help, because nobody's out of it. 4 losses. If you win the rest of your games, that's put you at 7-4 at the end of the season.
I think
no problem.
I think that was the issue. It was too offensive, in the fact that if I bring something in, there's no I have nothing to switch out.
Right,
to.
Your team can't take
so
hits.
As soon as I bring something in, I have to smack everything, or else if I don't make the most out of it, then it's no point in me bringing that mon in.
Right. I 100% agree with you. That's probably been the biggest issue with your team, because as we know, this team has a lot of synergy and a lot of firepower, but the way I think it's been exploited is actually people using actually your synergistic core against you. For example, we've seen a surplus of people bringing mons with Electric Seed or whatnot and making their teams a little bit more defensive, and since your team can't really take hits as well as other teams, they're using that to exploit you. Looking at the team KD, your KD ratio as a team is 27 kills to a total of 32 deaths. So once again, a team with the overall pick, as well as having mons like G-Max, Cinderace, Halucha, and the core that you have, it has been a little underwhelming, but this team, especially with the pickup of Seismitoad, definitely at any moment could hit a hot streak for sure.
It's also crazy that, considering that I'm so low in the standings, I'm the second highest in kills.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
But to show that like maybe it's not the team that might, or maybe
it's the coach.
I'm folded.
Maybe it's not the team entirely. Just maybe the team is too offensive because like they get kills but they don't get wins.
Right. So right, like if you what's the point of dropping 50 piece in a loss, right? If we equivalent to basketball. All right, but moving on, we have the team because Coach Blau just said despite his record, he does have the second most kills in the league. We're gonna move on to the team with the highest kills in the league, which is myself, Coach Arts, and the Laker Rage Gyarados with the KD of 29 kills and only 20 deaths. I've been having a blast with this team so far. Unlike Carlos' team, I think we have a mixture of offensive mons, and of course we do have the tanks that could come in at times and kind of settle down what the opponent's trying to do, whether it's Dusknoir running Haze to take away stat boost, throwing out burns, or Vileplume putting things to sleep, and then what's the name of that move, Strength sapping things to all oblivion. This team has been performing really well, and with Gyarados has been the exact mon that I wanted to be. Just being honest, it's kind of taking over the lead with that 15-3 KD. Any thoughts?
I just want to say, without Gyarados, I don't know how your team would have looked. Honestly,
what? Okay, you know,
I thought
hold up, wait, chill. So hold up, I thought after I smoked Bloud without Gyarados, that narrative would be put to rest, but apparently not. That's still the case.
You use your whole team to be Bloud.
Bro, no, it was a misplay on my part. Grimmsnarl could have smoked him by himself. It was a misplay on my part, bro.
It was a misplay on my part too.
Yo, you right, but guess what? Your misplay would have never had the opportunity to occur if I ain't misplayed first. That's all I'm saying. But
I just
look,
think
all
like
I'm saying is, I choose to bring Gyarados, and I choose to make Gyarados does what it does at any moment, as I showed. Time out. At any moment, like I showed with Coach Bloud, if something else is necessary, I can pull out a victory in different ways. So I mean, of course, I said at the beginning of the season, Gyarados and I is going for MVP. So that's what we're doing. So just stop the hate, bro. Yeah, but don't be mad because none of y'all mods is touching 10. Don't be mad because none of y'all mods is touching 10.
You had the number 2 pick.
I had the number 2 pick.
Cinderace, what? I got Cinderace.
All right, you good. That's just you. That's just you, bro. You got 10, but no one else is touching 10. No one else is touching 10, bro.
You had the number 2 pick overall. So right. Yeah, you have been like funneling a lot of your kills to Gyarados.
Right.
But there's many things that your team can do. If you didn't have Gyarados, but you would have something else. You would have probably maybe
Cinderace. I could have drafted Cinderace. Exactly. There's something else that would have been there.
Something else that's very good.
Right. I mean,
there are S tiers in the free agents that are still very good.
Bloud had the opportunity to draft it. But like, I need all this hate all of a sudden for Gyarados just because he's putting in work. We feeling like LeBron, We feeling like LeBron. We putting all this work and all the hate, bro.
There's no hate.
I mean, all right. So like I said, the battle tonight is dropping. Y'all see Gyarados. Gyarados, of course, is always gonna put in work. But Gyarados wouldn't have been the carry this week. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll leave it at that. Shout out to the Laker Rage Gyarados who's been putting in a ton of work this season. At this point, I think it's hard not to say they're definitely a top 2 team in the league, if not the top team in the league. It's definitely hard to dispute that, whether it's being led by Gyarados or not. So shout out to them. I'm very happy with what we've accomplished so far this season. Moving on, we have the Straw Hat Crocodiles, coached by Shaded Defeat, and their current record. Let me just go to the record. They are at 3-3, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Yes, they are at 3-3. So once again, another team. They had the thorough overall pick. So I think actually, like, when you take into consideration the roster and the coach, I think this team is kind of exactly where I thought it would be and also heading in the right direction. Any thoughts?
Wait, play the pop-up. Wasn't you saying Shay got the best team in the whole league?
Now you talk about some time out. Listen, I didn't say. I said. Okay, listen what I said. I said when you take his team and factor in the coach with the team. You get what I'm saying? I didn't just say his team. Yes, on paper his team is freaking bananas. But if we're being honest, we know Shade has a lot of growing to do when it comes to competitive battle. He makes a lot of mistakes. He'll be the first one to tell you that. So that's why I said when you factor in the team with the coach, you get what I'm saying? Looking at his KD, he has 24 kills with 23 deaths. So like I said, he's performing really well. He has a positive KD. So him and himself and the Strat Crocodiles are performing well. Bishmi, what do you think about this team?
I just want to say that, like you said, Shade, he makes a lot of mistakes. To be where it is, I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought he would be maybe like 2-4 right now. But he's like doing a lot of good things. Like you said, just want to point out a little bit. He did have the opportunity to win against you, in which he kind of threw, but he's moving into a great direction, playing around his Zoroark actually really well. And right. Just like to see plays from Shade.
Right, Shade has been playing amazing this season. He just makes minor mistakes
to win a couple of his games. He had opportunities to win against me, but in the timer, he needed to advance his game plan quicker.
Yeah.
Right.
He definitely
could have won against
coming back. To be fair,
he could have.
He definitely should have won against Arts. I mean, that was a big mistake.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, it's not for certain he would have beat me. Yes, he blundered with the Max Ooze play, but I mean, I still had things in the back that could have dealt with what he had. Like he just blundered that play. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that definitely helped me and made the victory a lot more easier for me. But I'm not 100% saying that he would have beat me if he would have took out the Gyarados there. I mean, to that point, Gyarados had put in a lot of work already.
What I was really getting at by saying that Shade had kind of like, he could have won a couple of his games that he lost.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looking ahead though, with that roster especially, and looking at some of the coaches that he has to play, he's probably got a couple more wins still in the bag. Like, it's a little hard to tell exactly how many, because some of these games might be very close, and he might,
but to be honest, I don't see Shade making.
I think Bishmi was just gonna say exactly what I was getting to. Let's make bold predictions. Do we see the Crocodiles making playoffs? Because like we said, there's a ton of teams at 3-3, so several of those teams are not making it. Out of the 3-3 teams, do we see Shade making it? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I think as the season goes on, he's going to become more and more comfortable with his play. He's going to improve as the season goes on. And as we said, his roster on paper is really, really good. So I think he has the power to do it. And I think as the season goes on, he's going to get better and better. So I say yes. What do you think, Amogus?
I think right now, I don't know. It's really hard to say right now. I think that here coming up in week 7, Shade plays King Sosa.
That's an important battle.
That he kind of needs to lock that one down, because I feel like that's like the highest level coach that he's gonna have to get through the rest of the season. If he can take that one from a top ranked team, that might be the win he needs to get in the playoffs. If he loses that one, man, it's really tight in the competition. So he might be one of those guys that just barely slips under 8th, 9th seed or something like that.
Right. That's a pretty good analysis.
I don't know how to predict it right now, but after this week, we'll probably know if the Straw Hat Crocodiles will be in the playoffs or not.
I mean, I think his 3 toughest battles are gonna be next week. So it all depends. I mean, it's gonna be the coming week.
I think his 3 tough battles are gonna be next week.
Yeah, because I mean, the 3 toughest battles. The 3 next weeks coming up, which is first he has to play Sosa.
Right.
Yeah. Come on. He has to play Sosa. He has to play me, and then he has to play me, and then after that he has James and Peekaboo.
Okay.
But real talk, he's ahead of you in wins right now.
Facts.
So
Tell him again.
If he steals one from Sosa, he can technically afford to lose one somewhere down the line.
That is true.
And he would be at 4 losses just like you. Maybe when say he beats Sosa, loses to Dewey, now he's right there with you.
Yeah.
Well, that is true.
So,
I can see him affording to lose one.
If he can't steal one from one of these really good coaches, it ain't gonna happen for him.
Right. All right, well, Shade, we're rooting for you, bro. I believe in you, so hopefully you are able to pull it out. But moving on, we got Mr. You Hate to See It himself, Coach Manny, and the Stark Mount Garantinas with a KD of 16 kills and 15 losses. And honestly,
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Almost most of his matches, he's played 6 matches so far. I believe 4 out of the 6 have went to timer with even differentials, bro. He just keeps doing it. He just keeps doing it. I don't know, bro.
You just hate to see it, bro.
He keeps doing it, bro. His mother. You want to tell you something? When I was looking at his team, I was so surprised to see that Mudsdale was his kill leader. I mean, he has things like G-Max Rillaboom. He has his Swift Swimmers. So the fact that Mudsdale was his kill leader was shocking to me.
All right, but let's be honest. He played against me. Like, is it really that surprising?
Cricket. What? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Well, that's a good point because all 5 of Mudsdale's kills came in that one game.
That's
and outside of that game, he really hasn't gotten a lot of kills in any of his games.
Yeah, man. That's why
I think it's so crazy because he has such a powerful team in terms of like
his team is crazy
weather.
Strong.
In terms of weather, like as soon as you set a brain, you feel like that's his win con. But I don't know, just see 16 and 15 is crazy.
Yeah, I think what's more surprising more anything is the amount of kills that he has. I think that he should definitely be over 20 kills, but he plays very conservative, a little too conservative sometimes. And I don't want to say he's holding, because I mean everyone has different play styles. I don't want to say he's holding back his team because he's definitely not. I mean, he's definitely picking up wins along the way, but he's playing in a way that's not allowing his offensive threats to be offensive. He plays really, really conservative, which I mean is working for him. So shout out to Coach Manny. He's doing what he has to do to pick these victories. Because I mean, if you want to be honest, he does have his offensive threats, but his walls all season have been extremely tough to break through. Whether it's Corviknight or Mudsdale, those things have been nightmares to break through. Even the Pillow Spawn, when he does bring it, and Sparrow Cajuns, man, his walls have been really tough to break through. I experienced it firsthand this week. Like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep advertising the battle going up tonight. At the time of this recording, so make sure y'all there to see it. It's an amazing battle. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the Garantinas. Does anyone else want to add any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this team and like you also look at Coach Bloude's team, how we were talking about is obviously both teams on paper are very good teams, but right. Like it kind of is like the opposite end of the spectrum where you start to notice that there's like a balance. You can't be too offensive because you need some bulk, or
you can't be too bulky,
killing a whole bunch of Pokemon but not getting the win. And you can't be too bulky neither because like it does seem to be kind of like a bogged down roster with a lot of like fat mons.
Right, exactly. Moving on, we have the Lisbon Arcanines coached by Squid. And to be honest, Squid has been a real pleasure to watch this season. His videos are very entertaining.
Right, definitely the most interesting team to watch.
His team is interesting. He's had some amazing surprising wins. His videos are very well edited. He's a funny dude. I've had so much fun watching Coach Squid and the Lisbon Arcanines this season, rocking a KD of 23 kills and 20 deaths. They are also sitting at 3-3. So I don't want to say one of the middle of the road teams, but one of those teams that's jam-packed with that 3-3 record, fighting their way into playoffs. So it's going to be really, really close. His kill leader is actually the Ditto, which actually occurred this week. Ditto picking up the 5-0. But yeah, this team has been, like I said, it's had some great moments as well as some really, really bad moments. Also been like a favorite of the you hate to see it moments, but for the most part, this team has been performing really, really well. What do you guys think?
I just want to say shouts out to my boy Squid for being the only other coach to bring every single one of their Pokemon to a battle.
Hey.
That shade for everyone. You know, you draft the team. I want to see you bring out the Pokemon. Yo, I know you brought out that Mr. Mime arts. You got to bring out the Ice Cube, bro. I'm waiting on it. Bro, you too, Carlos. I want to see that.
I'm bringing out Dracula.
Like, I want to see y'all use y'all team. But yeah,
hey,
other than that,
if y'all know the history of my channel, Ice Cube's royalty, so he's being saved for a very special occasion, for sure. But he's gonna get. I promise you, he's gonna be bought. I promise you, he's gonna be bought. But it's coming. It's coming. Keep your eyes out for it. But yeah, like you said, Mr. Mime was bought this week, so yeah. we're making our way. We're making our way.
But other than that, I just want to say shouts out, like you guys said. You know, he always has something up his sleeve, and his videos are very entertaining. So I just want to say shouts out to Squid for that.
Right, he's actually been a coach that, like, you literally don't know what to expect. He doesn't bring conventional sets at all. So that's one of the best things that's been about watching his content is that you, for the most part, you're always going to see something new. So shout out to the Lisbon Arcanines and Coach Squid, because like I said, you guys have been a real pleasure to watch this season. Moving on, we have the LA Infernape coached by Sosa, and another one of those. Actually, Coach Sosa is at 4-2, I believe. Let's look at it.
Yeah,
Coach Sosa's at 4-2. Yes, so yes, he at the moment he's actually ahead of me in the standings, because he has higher differential. So this is another team that coming into the league. I knew that Coach Sosa, because the reason why I invited him to the PWD is because I did watch several of his draft content videos before inviting him to the league, and I was like, this dude would be a good addition to the PWD. So I sent the invite to him, and I'm really glad he accepted, because once again, he's another one of those players that is making the league what it is, which is really competitive. Sosa has had his ups and downs, his misplays, but he does have moments where he shines really bright as well, and that's evident in his 4-2 record. I think probably the most slept on acquisition this season was his G-Max Snorlax, because he picked it up, I believe, after week 2 or week 3?
I think week 2.
Right,
he picked it up pretty early. That's I kind of forget that he even had G-Max Hatterene, because
I think he picked it up after week 2. So he picked it up after week 2, and I think it was after week 2, and it's already making its way up towards the kill leaderboards. Right now it's sitting at 8-1, and actually looking at his differential, he has one of the best KDs as a team in the league at 20
right after
12.
you.
This that's definitely my main thought on Coach Sosa, is that his differential is really good, because I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the kills of some of the other coaches, but man, to keep it at the low deaths that he has and pick up a 4-2 record is pretty impressive.
Right. So he's probably a sleeper. We probably don't talk about Coach Sosa as much as we need to, because probably a little bit more teams is a little bit more flashy with the way they go about their business. But Coach Sosa, he's actually a sleeper. We gotta really keep an eye out on this team, because they've been getting the job done for real.
I really have considered him almost a lock for the playoffs for a long time coming now. Right.
Yeah, Sosa is more than likely making playoffs. I'm not doubting that thought at all. Bloud, any thoughts?
I was gonna say, what do you guys think of that Slowbro Galar pickup?
Right, that was his latest acquisition, right? Who did he drop for that? Who did he drop for that?
Seismitoad.
Oh, that's right. He dropped Seismitoad for Galar. Slowbro. I don't know what to think of that, honestly, because I mean, Galar Slowbro, I mean, it could, like, he's losing a tank. Now, Slowbro's always a little bit tanky by nature, but Galar Slowbro, you definitely want to run it a little bit more offensive, so maybe that was a pickup to maybe run a little bit more firepower. I don't know, but Seismitoad, watching his matches up to this point, like, now I'm scratching my head a little bit, because Seismitoad has been, in my opinion, pretty decent in all of his battles so far. It has been a staple to the teams that he brings every week. So, I wonder what's his reasoning behind that.
I don't know. Last time it got crit by Sir Fetch, and I think he was just like, nah, bro, you need to go. That's the last time I saw Sosa use that thing.
Get out.
He's like, nah, you gotta go.
You don't pay no bills. Get out.
I'm weak. All right, but yeah, shout out to Sosa. Sosa, after like really analyzing what you've been doing this season, you definitely are not going to be slept on anymore, bro. 100%. So good luck to you and your LA Inferno the rest of the way, and can't wait to see you in playoffs, bro. But moving on, we have Coach New and the New York Noctowls, who is another team that is at that 3-3 range. And New has had definitely his moments where he's up and down, but I always look at his battles and I do see improvement, because actually PWD is his first singles draft league. Coach Newey was actually a VGC player, and he's using the PWD to actually make his footing and transition into single battles. So it's been cool to see him get better every week.
Facts.
Right. He's being led by his Porygon Z and his Passimian, who was a proud member of my team last year. So seeing Passimian go off and being the team leader on a different team is actually making me really happy. Passimian right now is at 7-3. The total KD for the team is 25-29. So he does have a negative differential. But overall, I'll say Coach Newey is, like I said, especially for another player being new to singles battle, I think he's performed pretty well. What do you guys think?
You know what I think about this team that's funny? If you look at this team, because one thing to very, very much give Coach Newey credit for is that he was a post-draft acquisition. Like, he came into the league after we had already drafted our team. So, like, he picked up his team from, like, I mean, I don't want to say it because
it's basically the leftovers.
Pokemon were available, but yeah, leftovers is probably a better word. He picked up his team from our leftovers, and I look at this team, which, because of that, I mean, it has. I'm trying not to downplay the Pokemon on the team, because he does have good Pokemon that are carrying him. He has Galarian Darmanitan, he has the Passimian, the Porygon, and his G-Max Anaconda, which, when you have such a limited pool of G-Maxers and you take one left over after everybody already grabbed one, he's got good work out of that too. But you look at this team's roster made up of like leftovers, and you compare it to another 3-3 team at Coach Shade's team and the Straw Hat Crocodiles. I think when these two teams meet, that is like really going to determine which one of them is going to take one of those last playoff spots. I'm surprised to see the New York Noctowls at 3-3. In a way, I mean, I know that their roster and the way that they started their season was not exactly ideal, but he's played consistently well. I can't think of a battle where like he really like threw or played terrible.
That's true.
So I'm surprised to see him at 3-3. He's probably going to be in the same boat as the Straw Hat Crocodiles. Probably need to steal 1 or 2 wins from tough coaches to get over that hump. But this competition is so tight. Somebody's going to have to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I just want to say shouts out to New for being the one to stop the Arch streak,
Why is all this hate, bro? Why all this hate?
New clap the Gyarados with the choice scarf, Porygon Z, bro. I remember, and then Passimian came in, knock off, crit the double. Yo, he wasn't playing around, bro. And it was a movie. That's all I gotta say, yo. Bro, if you guys haven't watched that video, bro,
you know what's crazy? I'm here. I'd be here very supporters of every team that leads except the Immortal Jumpers. But like I don't understand. I don't understand where all this hate comes from, bro. I'm very supportive of everybody. But yo, New, shout out to you, bro. We see you, bro. We see the improvements, and like we said, consistency has been the main key for your team, and you've been playing extremely well, especially considering the fact that you were the last addition to the PWD, and it's been a pleasure having you, bro. For real. But moving on, we have the Tokyo Toxapex, coached by Coach James, with